You spent 40 years, maybe more, working hard, saving, and investing. You played by all the rules. You put money in your 401k with every paycheck and build up what you hope is a pretty solid nest egg. But now that retirement is here, or just around the corner, there's this new, nagging feeling. It's the fear that the same market that helped build your wealth could be the very thing that tears it down. It's that quiet voice in your head asking, is this really due? We're not talking about fuzzy theories. We're talking about a step-by-step plan with 9 real strategies that will give you what you're really looking for, complete and total peace of mind. The single biggest threat to a new retiree's financial security has a name: sequence of returns risk. It sounds complicated, but the idea behind it is terrifyingly simple. It's the risk of hitting a patch of bad market returns in the first few years you're retired. Imagine 2 people who both retire with $1 million. The first one retires into a bull market, and their portfolio keeps growing even while they're taking money out. The other one retires right before a big crash. They're forced to sell their investments at rock-bottom prices just to pay the bills. By selling low, they lock in those losses and permanently damage their portfolio's ability to ever recover. They can never get those shares back. This is how retirements get derailed. This period, often called the fragile decade, the 5 years before you retire and the 5 years after, is when your life savings are most vulnerable. So, how do we defend against this? We don't do it by trying to time the market. That's a fool's game. We do it by building a system that makes market timing totally irrelevant. Strategy 1, the bucket strategy, your all-weather financial plan. This is the cornerstone of your financial fortress. Instead of looking at your savings as one giant pile of money, you're going to split it into 3 separate buckets, each with a very specific job. This structure is designed to protect you from ever being forced to sell your long-term investments during a market downer. Let's break it down. First up is bucket number 1, the liquidity bucket. This is your cash bucket. Its job is simple: to cover your living expenses for the next few years, no matter what the stock market is doing. This bucket should hold 1 to 3 years worth of your essential living expenses. If you need $60,000 a year to live, you'll want $60,000 to $180,000 a year. Some people even go for 5 years just to be extra safe. The money in here has to be safe and easy to access. We're talking high-yield savings accounts, money market funds, maybe some short-term CDs. The goal here isn't growth, it's safety and access. This bucket is your financial moat. When the market is going crazy, you live off this bucket, totally insulated from the chaos. You aren't selling a single stock at a loss. Next, we have bucket number 2, the income and stability bucket. This is your medium-term bucket, built to cover your expenses for the next 3 to 10 years of retirement. Its main job is to generate steady income and provide a little bit of growth, but with a lot less risk than the stock market. This bucket is the bridge that refills your cash bucket over time. In here, you'll have a balanced mix of things like individual bonds or a bond ladder, high-quality dividend-paying stocks from big, stable companies, and maybe some real estate investment trusts or REITs. These assets are picked because they tend to spit out a steady stream of cash flow from bond interest and stock dividends. In good years, you can skim this income and some of the growth to top off bucket 1. It's your portfolio's shock absorber. Finally, there's bucket number 3, the long-term growth bucket. This is where you let your money keep working hard for you. This bucket holds money you won't need for at least 10, maybe even 15 years. Because of that long timeline, this bucket can and should be heavily invested in a diversified mix of stocks and stock funds. This is your engine for beating inflation over the long run. Now, this bucket will be volatile. It will go down when the market crashes. But because you have 10+ years of spending money covered by your other 2 buckets, you have the most valuable asset an investor can have: time. You can afford to just ride out the downturns, knowing you won't be forced to sell anything. History has shown us that, given enough time, the market always recovers and goes on to new highs. This bucket makes sure your money grows for the later part of your retirement, protecting your buying power. So, here's how it works. In a down market, you live off bucket 1. In a flat market, you live off bucket 1 while the income from bucket 2 refills it. In a great market, you sell some of the winners from bucket 3 to top off both buckets 1 and 2, locking in some profits and rebalancing your fortress. It's a system that takes emotion out of the picture and replaces it with a clear, logical plan. Strategy 2. De-risking with age, the glide path to safety. The second key to protecting your savings is accepting a simple truth. How much risk you can afford to take has to change as you get older. A 50% market drop when you're 40 is a great buying opportunity. That same 50% drop when you're 70 can be a life-altering disaster you might never recover from. The investment mix that worked great while you were saving can become your worst enemy when you start spending. This is where the glide path comes in. This is the slow, deliberate process of shifting your portfolio from being all about growth stocks to being more about preservation and income bonds. Think of it like landing an airplane. You don't just cut the engines at 30,000 feet and hope for the best. You start a long, slow, controlled descent. It's the same with your portfolio. Starting about 10 years before you plan to retire, you should begin to slowly and methodically dial back your stock exposure. This doesn't mean selling all your stocks at once. It means that each year, you shift a small percentage. For instance, you might go from an 80% stock allocation at age 55 to a 60% stock allocation by the time you retire at 65. You can automate this with things like target date funds, which do it for you. But more hands-on approach gives you more control. The key is to rebalance regularly. After a long bull market, you might find you have way more in stocks than you're comfortable with, leaving you exposed. Rebalancing forces you to sell some of your winners, sell high, and buy more of your safer assets, buy low, bringing your portfolio back in line with your plan. It's a discipline that puts protection ahead of chasing every last dollar of return. When you combine the bucket strategy with a smart glide path, you've created a seriously powerful defense. The buckets protect you from short-term scares, and the glide path reduces your overall vulnerability as you get older. Protecting your nest egg is only half the battle. A fortress isn't much good if you can't get any supplies out of it. The next critical piece is turning that pile of savings into a reliable, predictable stream of income that will last for the rest of your life. This is all about building your own personal pension. Strategy 3. The Social Security Maximizer, your first and most important raise in retirement. Before we even touch your savings, we have to talk about the single most powerful income tool most retirees have: Social Security. Far too many people make a massive, multi-$100,000 mistake by claiming their benefit as early as they can at age 62. I get it, it's tempting, but for most people, it's a huge financial blunder. Here's the deal. For every year you wait to take Social Security past your full retirement age, which is around 67 for most people now, your monthly benefit goes up by about 8%. That's a guaranteed, government-backed, inflation-adjusted return. You literally can't find that deal anywhere else. If you wait all the way to age 70, your monthly check will be about 77% higher than it would have been if you'd taken it at 62. Let's use a real example. Say your benefit at your full retirement age of 67 is $2,000 a month. If you claim early at 62, that check is permanently cut to around $1,400. But if you wait until you're 70, your benefit grows to about $2,480 a month. That's a difference of over $1,000 every single month for the rest of your life. Over a 20-year retirement, that one decision could mean $250,000 more in lifetime income. Think of delaying Social Security as buying insurance against living a long life. We're all living longer than ever, and the biggest risk many of us face is running out of money. A bigger Social Security check provides a powerful, inflation-proof income floor that will pay you no matter how long you live or what the market does. Deciding when to claim is one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. But you should always start by figuring out if you can delay, because the payoff is just too big to ignore. Strategy 4. Building your personal pension with income-producing assets. Social Security is your foundation, but to really live comfortably, you'll need to add income from your portfolio. Just selling off shares whenever you need cash is a stressful way to live. A much better way is to build an income engine inside your portfolio, where your assets are the ones sending you a regular paycheck. This is where the investments in your bucket 2 and some from bucket 3 really shine. We're talking about collecting assets specifically for the cash they generate. First, think about high-quality, dividend-paying stocks. These are usually big, stable, blue-chip companies with a long history of not just paying, but increasing their dividends year after year. These are companies that sell things people need no matter what the economy is doing. The great thing about dividends is you get paid just for owning the stock. That check shows up in your account whether the stock price went up or down that quarter. This provides a huge psychological boost. While everyone else is panicking about stock prices, you're just watching your income stream grow. Next, you can build a bond ladder. Instead of just owning a bond fund, you buy several individual bonds that mature on different dates. For example, you might buy bonds that mature in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and so on, up to 10 years. Each year, when a bond matures, you get your original investment back. You can either spend it or reinvest it at the far end of the ladder in a new 10-year bond. This gives you a predictable stream of income and principal, so you know exactly what cash is coming your way. It also protects you from interest rate risk, since you're not locked into one single rate. Finally, take a look at real estate investment trusts, REITs. These are companies that own and operate income-producing real estate, like apartment buildings, shopping malls, and office towers. By law, they have to pay out at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. This makes them fantastic income generators. Buying a REIT is like becoming a commercial landlord and collecting rent checks without any of the hassles. By combining these income assets, you turn your portfolio from a quiet lump of money into an active engine that delivers a reliable retirement paycheck. Soft CTA, we're getting into the real nuts and bolts here, and we're not done yet. If this level of detail is helping you connect the dots for your own retirement, do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. My whole goal is to give you this kind of clear, actionable advice for all the financial hurdles you face in retirement. Your support lets me keep doing it. Thank you for that. Now let's talk about the ultimate safety net. Strategy 5, the safety net. Annuities as longevity insurance. The word annuity can make people nervous. That's usually because complex, high-fee products are often pushed by salespeople working on commission. But we're not talking about those. We're going to talk about annuities in their simplest, most powerful form, as a tool to create a paycheck for life. I call it longevity insurance. The deepest fear in retirement isn't really a market crash. It's running out of money when you're 85 or 90 and are at your most vulnerable. An annuity is a simple contract with an insurance company that solves this exact problem. The most basic kind, a single premium immediate annuity, or SBI, works like this. You give the insurance company a lump sum of your savings, and in return, they sign a contract guaranteeing you a specific check every single month for the rest of your life. It doesn't matter if you live to be 110. They have to keep paying. Think of it as carving off a piece of your nest egg to buy your own private pension. This strategy is incredibly powerful when used the right way. The goal isn't to put all your money in an annuity. Not even close. The goal is to use just enough to create an income floor that, when you add it to your maximized Social Security, covers all of your essential, non-negotiable bills, your mortgage or rent, utilities, food, property taxes, and basic health care. Once those essential expenses are covered by guaranteed income, it totally changes the job of the rest of your portfolio. Your other investments are now freed from the pressure of keeping a roof over your head. They can be used for the fun stuff, travel, hobbies, spoiling your grandkids, and can stay invested for long-term growth with way less stress. You've basically transferred the risk of outliving your money to an insurance company whose entire business is built to handle that risk. It's a strategic move that buys an incredible amount of freedom and peace of mind. All right, we've protected your savings and we've built your income engine. Now we have to defend it from its biggest predator, taxes. A lot of retirees are completely blindsided by how big their tax bill is. They forget that every single dollar they pull out of a traditional 401k or IRA is taxed as ordinary income. These withdrawals can easily push you into higher tax brackets and even make more of your Social Security benefits taxable. It's a tax time bomb, and for many people, it's ticking right in the middle of their retirement accounts. Defusing it requires a smart, proactive plan. Strategy 6, the tax control triad: Roth, traditional, and taxable. The real goal of tax planning in retirement isn't to pay zero tax. It's to have control over how much tax you pay and when you pay it. The key to this control is having your money spread across 3 different kinds of accounts, each with its own tax rules. I call this the tax control triad. First, you have your tax-deferred bucket. This is your traditional 401k and traditional IRA. You got a tax break on the money you put in, and it's grown tax-deferred for years. The trade-off is that every dollar you take out is taxed as income. Second is the tax-free bucket. This is your Roth 401k and Roth IRA. You already paid taxes on this money before you put it in. In return, every qualified withdrawal you make in retirement is 100% tax-free. No matter how much it's grown, the IRS can't touch a penny of it. Third is your taxable bucket. This is just a normal brokerage account. You invest with after-tax money. When you sell something you've held for more than a year, you only pay tax on the gain, and it's at the much lower long-term capital gains rates. So why is having all 3 so powerful? Because it makes you the conductor of your own tax orchestra. In a year where you have a big expense like buying a new car, you can pull that money from your Roth IRA, and that big withdrawal has 0 effect on your taxable income. In a year where you find yourself in a really low tax bracket, you can strategically pull money from your traditional IRA to live on, paying very little tax. You can blend withdrawals from all 3 to smooth out your income and keep yourself in a lower tax bracket year after year. This flexibility is the difference between being a victim of the tax code and being the master of it. Strategy 7, the Roth conversion ladder: manufacturing your own tax-free income. But what if you're getting close to retirement and almost all your money is in a tax-deferred 401k? You're sitting on that tax time bomb. Is it too late? Absolutely not. This is where you can use one of the most powerful insider strategies in retirement planning: the Roth conversion. A Roth conversion is just the process of moving money from your traditional pre-tax IRA to a Roth after-tax IRA. When you do this, you have to pay income tax on the amount you convert that year. At first, that sounds painful. Why would you volunteer to pay taxes? The answer is all about timing. The perfect time to do Roth conversions is in the gap years, that period after you've retired but before you start taking Social Security and your required minimum distributions, RMDs, which now start at age 73 for most people. During these gap years, your taxable income is often at the lowest point it will be in your entire adult life. This is a golden opportunity. You can strategically convert just enough of your traditional IRA to a Roth IRA each year to fill up the lower tax brackets, like the 12% and 22% brackets. You are choosing to pay taxes now at a known and controlled low rate to avoid being forced to pay taxes later at what could be a much higher and unpredictable rate when your RMDs and Social Security kick in. By doing a series of these conversions over several years, you build a ladder of tax-free money. You're systematically defusing that tax time bomb in your IRA, one small, controlled step at a time, and creating a huge pool of tax-free money you can use for the rest of your life. Strategy 8, the ultimate tax-efficient withdrawal sequence. Once you have your 3 tax buckets set up, the big question is, which account do you pull money from first? The order makes a huge difference, and getting it wrong can cost you a fortune over a 30-year retirement. While everyone's situation is a little different, there's a generally accepted order of operations that's a great starting point. Step 1. Spend from your taxable brokerage accounts first. The conventional wisdom is to use this money first because it's the most tax-friendly. You only pay tax on the growth, and it's at those lower capital gains rates. By drawing from these accounts first, you let your tax-deferred and, most importantly, your tax-free accounts keep growing for as long as possible. Step 2. Then, spend from your tax-deferred accounts, traditional IRA/401k. Once your taxable accounts are running low, you turn to your tax-deferred money. This is where you need to manage your tax bracket carefully, only pulling what you need to avoid bumping yourself into a higher bracket. This is also the money you'll be forced to take as RMDs once you hit age 73. Step 3. Spend from your tax-free accounts. Roth IRA, last. This is your ace in the hole. This money should be protected for as long as possible. Every dollar in this account is yours, free and clear. You should treat it like your most valuable money. Use it for big one-time expenses or to pay your bills in a high-income year to avoid pulling from your traditional IRA and paying even more in taxes. It's also an incredibly efficient way to pass money to your heirs, since they can inherit it and withdraw it tax-free. 2. Following this sequence allows your money to grow in the most tax-efficient way possible for the longest time possible. Finally, for anyone over 70 and a half who likes to give to charity, there's an amazing strategy that lets you do good for the world while doing good for your own tax bill. It's called a Qualified Charitable Distribution, or QCD. Here's how it works. Once you're 70 and a half, the IRS lets you donate up to a certain amount each year directly from your traditional IRA to a charity. This direct transfer has 2 incredible benefits. First, the donation counts towards satisfying your required minimum distribution for that year. Second, and this is the big one, the money that goes to the charity is never included as part of your income. Think about the normal way you'd give. You take out your RMD, pay income tax on it, and then donate what's left. With a QCD, the charity gets the full amount, and you completely avoid the tax on that money. It's a huge win-win. It lowers your taxable income for the year, which can help keep you in a lower tax bracket and can even reduce the taxes you pay on Social Security and your Medicare premiums. If you plan on giving to charity anyway, the QCD is, without a doubt, the smartest way to do it in retirement. So, let's pull all this together. We've laid out a plan to build a financial fortress with a bucket strategy to protect you from market swings. We've detailed how to create your own personal pension by maximizing Social Security and building an income engine. And we've uncovered a whole toolkit of strategies, from Roth conversions to withdrawal sequencing to QCDs, to build a tax shield around your life savings. What we've just laid out isn't just a handful of tips. It's a complete, integrated blueprint designed to tackle the biggest fears that retirees have. The fear of market crashes, the fear of outliving your money, and the fear of taxes eating away at your legacy. Putting these strategies to work takes some effort, I know, but the payoff is bigger than just numbers on a page. It's about taking your future back from anxiety and uncertainty. It's about having the confidence to actually spend the money you worked so hard to save. It's about knowing you have a plan that works. You've worked your entire life to get to this point. Now you have the framework to build a retirement that's defined not by fear, but by freedom, security, and true peace of mind. CTA, to help you turn this blueprint into action, I put together a detailed resource for you. It's a free PDF guide called the Retirement Financial Fortress Checklist. It walks you step by step through every one of the 9 strategies we talked about today, with action items to help you apply them to your own life. There's a link right in the description below where you can download it instantly. Click that link, get your free checklist, and take the first real step towards securing the retirement you've earned and absolutely deserve. Thanks for watching. Hit the bell icon for the daily updates. Please do like, subscribe, and share with your friends.